What's going on? It's your Council Potty Rob, and welcome to another episode of my Potty Rob podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe and become a member to my channel. I appreciate everybody that's a member right now that's checking out my exclusive content, and I got more coming. You know what I'm saying? Let's get right into it. Because we're not about to play no games today. We're not about to play no games today with this hip-hop. So, everybody's been loving, the past verses, which is No Limit and Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to No Limit and Cash Money for sure. In the midst of that, like all versus battles that come out, like people really enjoy them. You know what I'm saying? It reminisces off of the records that's there. And then on top of that, not only do they enjoy just the conversation of that verses, but they, the fans start coming up with different types of verses. Like we're having conversations in the barbershops and online and on streams about what will be the next good verses. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about artists, legendary artists, new artists that are soon to be legends, and who would be a good battle. So on social media, it's been this thing that's been going crazy right now. Jay-Z actually chimed in on the versus battle. I mean, I don't know if someone asked him about it or if he just kind of just chimed in, but it was said that Jay-Z said that there's nobody on planet Earth that can beat him in a versus. There's nobody, and I quote, there's nobody that can beat him in a versus. Let's talk about that, because I'm not going to lie. I kind of agree. But before I tell you why I agree, let's go through some of the, I would say, quote unquote, the guidelines in a versus, or even just the rules of what makes versus what it is. So, from the beginning of time, since, Swizz Beatz and Timberland, shout out to them too, because they started off the verses, and they're part owners in it. I don't know why Just Blaze is not a part owner in verses, because Just Blaze and Swizz Beatz were the first two people to actually do a verses. You know what I mean? But anyway, with the verses, I think these are like underlining guidelines about it is, number one, it has to be someone famous or someone that has a lot of hit records. In order for you to even qualify or people to even consider you for a versus, you have to have at least 5 to 10 hits or more, or be a part of 5 to 10 hits or more, because it doesn't necessarily have to be your record, but you have to be a great contributing factor of the record. So they've actually done, rappers, singers, songwriters. There was a versus with songwriters, you know what I mean? And of course, it started with a versus with producers. So for some way, shape, or form, you have to have a part where you were cranking out a bunch of hit records. That's number one. Number two, you need to be able to develop a strategy at how you're going to beat your opponent, because it's not just about you having to hit records. The concept of the verses is pairing one record against another. So hypothetically, if this was a Kanye and Pharrell versus, which I think that would be fire. Kanye and Pharrell, I think that'd be fire. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. It would be like Kanye Jesus Walks versus Pharrell I'm Happy. You know what I mean? That'd be a battle. So it's not just about you having to hit records. It's about how you organize those records compared to the person that you're going against. That's what makes it a true versus, is that you're battling the songs. So that's what makes the whole element of it exciting, because although you may have more hit records than somebody, if somebody organizes their records properly, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes a B-side record or a freestyle or a record with a feature, sometimes those records actually beat the hit records only because of the energy in the building and what it makes you feel at the time. Remember, this is a fan favorite type of situation. This is for the fans. So if a fan resonates with a record that's not as popular as the one that the other person is playing, it might still work because it's about how it makes you feel. It's about how it makes you feel in the moment. Last but not least, they've introduced another element which wasn't there before because they were dealing with producers, they were dealing with songwriters, which they're not performers. But then when they started getting to the singers and the rappers, there's the last element that came into play, which I think is how it got kind of diverse, which is the performance factor. The performance factor started coming in, I think, around the time when they did Buju. Who was it? No, it was the reggae verses. I forgot who it was, who was battling. I can't remember, but when they did the reggae verses, that's when the performance elements start coming out. Because if anybody knows about reggae music, they do what is called, a dub plate battle. You know what I'm saying? And what a dub plate battle is, for all of you that don't know what a dub plate battle is, if you've ever been to a reggae show that got multiple reggae artists, they might be battling or beefing like music beefing. You know what I mean? So what they would do was they would have a DJ or they would put together what is called a dub plate, which is a rendition of one of their popular songs or a popular song. And they would do a version of that where they freestyling and they saying like I'm killing the sound boy. I'm killing your crew. My crew is better. It's the whole thing. It's almost like when cheerleaders go battle. No disrespect to reggae music, but I just want to explain it properly. It's like when cheerleaders go to battle, they're making their cheers to combat the other cheerleaders. So in reggae music, they're making these dub plates to combat whoever it is on stage battling with them. So Verzuz is an element of that. And in that element, performance sells. Performance can heighten the value of what you're doing in your verses. We all seen Jadakiss in the locks against Dipset. You know what I mean? We've seen, Brandy and Monica. We've seen the reggae verses. And let me know in the comments who was battling in the reggae verses. I really forgot. It really is slipping my mind right now. So those elements are just as important. E40 got up there, was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Ghostface, Raekwon, same thing. So when we talk about this Jay-Z element, let's talk about Jay-Z for a minute. We all know he's the ultimate performer. Let's just get it out the way. We know he's the ultimate performer, aside of like Busta Rhymes. You know what I'm saying? And DMX, rest his soul. So the one thing that Jay-Z, in my opinion, has over a lot of other artists is that his performance factor is so fire. I mean, if you ever been to a Jay-Z show, you know. The way that you can hear every single lyric in his rhymes. He may not have a lot of super hit records, but he does, but he has a lot of memorable records. And what I mean by that is he has a lot of songs that have verses that are very memorable. Imaginary Player, Ain't No Nigga, all the way down to, I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you. When the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling if come on, that whole verse. You know the whole song. Even if you don't want to know it, you know it. 10 a.m. on the way to the club. 11 a.m. Come on, man. You know the whole verse all the way down to how the fuck y'all gonna say the MC's on my heels and we just cop them things, homie, the chromey wheels. Both arms chunky, your sleeves on chill. Any given time, 100 G's in your grill. Saying that on stage? Don't talk to me like MC's got skills. He's all right, but he's not real. And Jay-Z's that deal with seeds in the field. Come on, man. What we talking about? What we talking about? Who gonna compete with that? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Who competing with that? Some people say somebody like Drake. Drake has more hits than Jay-Z, for sure. Drake has a lot of popular records, for sure. But nobody is rapping Drake lyrics like they rapping Jay-Z lyrics. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. And he got tons of those. Tons of verses where the entire crowd will sing every line. All he got to do is just put his mic to the crowd and let them do what they do. That can overthrow a hit record. And let's be clear, no disrespect, but Drake has absolutely no performance bars. I'm not saying bars as in lyrics. No level of performance that can even F with Jay-Z. He's not I got to be honest. Let me be honest, bro, and I'm not trying to trash him. Drake is not a good performer. Yes, he got the records, but he's not a good performer. Drake on stage with Jay-Z, clear win for Jay-Z. I heard some people say Kendrick Lamar. Now, that's a challenge. That's a challenge, but still, in my opinion, I feel like Jay-Z still has more memorable moments in songs than Dot do. Dot is on his way to that. That's my guy. Dot is my guy, but I got to be honest. And I'm pretty sure Dot will say the same thing. As competitive as he is, he'll say the same thing. Yo, Jay-Z on that stage with them memorable songs. Jay-Z on the stage with memorable records is a problem. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if y'all think that Kendrick can beat Jay-Z in the Verzuz. I don't know, because that would have to be, they would have to do that Verzuz at Madison Square Garden or at the Staples Center. That would have to be a whole concert Verzuz, for sure. I heard some people say Kanye West. Kanye West, he got just as many hit records as Jay-Z, and he can perform great too. He can perform great. So I think if there's anybody that's close, because you got to keep in mind, Kanye not just he got hit records for himself, and he got hit records across the whole music industry. So he could low-key go 40 records deep. I got to keep it 100. So Kanye can actually do it, in my opinion. But this is the reason why I think Jay-Z will win. Again, we got to remember that how you feel about the person plays a part in how they resonate with you on stage. The only thing that's stopping Kanye from being the epitome of a versus battle is himself. It's the fact that the masses don't like him right now. The masses is not effing with him right now. Can he beat Jay-Z in the Verzuz? Yes. Can he beat Drake in the Verzuz? Yes. Can he beat Kendrick? He could beat damn near anybody, because he is an artist and producer. So not only can he represent for the records that he made hits himself, which is very rare for an artist and producer to do, he's also made hits for other people. So he could pull out the Rihannas. He could pull out the Drake records. He could pull out the Pusha T's. He could pull out those records. Remember, Verzuz is not just about if you performed them or if it's your record. If you produced on that and made it a hit, that's a record you could play at Verzuz. Just saying. But his own personality will stop him from winning against Jay-Z. Because, Jay-Z finna treat it like a whole concert. He finna treat the whole thing like a concert. That's the only thing stopping Kanye is himself. Beyonce could beat Jay-Z in the Verzuz. His own wife could beat him. That'll work, but that's a whole nother situation. But that could work too. There is a handful of people who got a shot, who have a chance. But I still think Jay-Z could smoke everybody, because when it comes to that stage, I don't think y'all understand, yo. what y'all gonna do when Jay-Z drop a new freestyle? What y'all gonna do when Verzuz, he does a Verzuz against somebody and he drops a fresh new freestyle that you never heard? See, Jadakiss did his thing because he dropped a freestyle that he did years ago and it still resonated to now, and it was fire. But what y'all gonna do when Jay-Z drops a brand new freestyle you ain't never heard before? Because I feel like he got a lot to say. What y'all gonna do when he ends up doing the verse to God did? What y'all gonna do when he ends up doing his verse to Go Crazy with Young Jeezy? What y'all gonna do when that happen? I'm not a hustler, I'm the definition of it. What y'all gonna do? I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. And let me do my business, damn. What's up? Who's stopping that? Remember, and they got the rules right now of saying that the Verzuz is only 10 records. Come on, man. Hov got 10. Hov got 20. Hov got 30. I'm talking about memorable songs. Y'all don't want that. What y'all gonna do when he do the Diamonds Are Forever verse? What y'all gonna do when he do the record he did with Drake? I forgot the name of that record. What y'all gonna do when he does that verse from that? He got about 15 to 20 featured verses that he could do. He ain't even gotta touch none of his records. He got like 15 or 20 memorable verses from features. What you gonna do when he do a Freemason with Rick Ross? I'm waiting. What you gonna do when he pull out? It's a jack move. It's a full-blown jack move. Don't worry about it, Skip. I get back soon. Young over the, come on, man. Listen, I'm excited already just thinking about it. When he do the Joe Budden freestyle. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when he do Dear Summer? Dear Summer, I know you're gonna miss me. Come. What y'all gonna do? He got too many records. It's too much. Now I know y'all gonna say I'm D-riding or whatever. And listen, I'm a Jay-Z fan. I'm a Brooklyn kid. It's just what it is, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If y'all think Jay-Z can be beat on that stage with those memorable records, with his performance acumen, with his energy, with his hit records, can he be beat? I'm waiting. I want to hear this in the comments. And matter of fact, let's do this. Everybody, let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Give me 10 of the best records that Jay-Z can perform at a Verzuz. Send me the 10 best records. Let's compile a list. Let's work together and make the 10 best records, and let's see if anybody can mess with it. And keep in mind, remember, it's a level to this. It's not just hit records. It's hit records, impact, stage presence, and performance. You know what I'm saying? It's all of that. It's all a contribution to what that record did for the culture. Come on, man. What we doing? Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. And I really hope, last thing I'm going to say, I really hope that Jay-Z finds it in his heart to actually do it just for hip-hop, man. Just for hip-hop. I wish that him and Kanye can reconcile their differences to be able to pull that off. I wish they could do that. I would love to see Nas and Jay-Z. We ain't talking about that. Nas and Jay-Z might work because Nas has stage presence and performance like him. He got the hit records like him, and they could go neck and neck. So I think Nas and Jay-Z will be a perfect one. I still think Jay-Z will win, but all in all, I think it'll be perfect. Because Nas got about 10, 15 memorable verses as well. I Give You Power, you know what I'm saying? If I rule the world, you know what I'm saying? New York State of Mind. Come on, what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Made You Look. Dude, that'll work. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm actually about to go do this, work on this film editing, you know what I'm saying, this film score. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, because I really want to see what we come up with as far as those records that we can use for the verses, man. Like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. More content coming. Y'all already know what it is. WORKLOAD.